Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you know? Bitcoin's pumping the second I come on. I mean, doesn't that happen every single time? This is crazy. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Bitcoin pumps as Sammy comes on to the live. Shout out to everybody here. It just seems to happen every single time. And I'm going to have me a shot of turmeric, get myself going, bring down that inflammation, fight any parasites that are inside. Soul tea turmeric, baby. Got a little taste in there. Little herbal move. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So I attempted to call the bottom here this morning for Bitcoin and possibly last night. Thank you so much, my beautiful, sweet wife. I love you so much. I think about you all the time. You are the sexiest, sweetest, most hottest thing in my life. Seriously, I can't stop thinking about my wife. She's so hot. Sorry, I shouldn't, I know I should keep that to myself, but my wife she's sexy, man. I dream about her. I obsess about her. She's like so hot. It's crazy. Anyway, sorry. So anyway, Bitcoin. I could see this thing doing damage, so I saw bullish divergence. We came up. We kind of hung out here on the 21-day moving average, and I took a long. And you can see my long right there at about 112,733. I'm up slightly, not amazing, and I put just a stop loss on the wicks. Can I win this trade? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Let's break down BTC for you. And we were watching this flag on the 5-minute time frame, looking for it to break out. It just did, but then it gave everything back just a few minutes later. So it's been one of those lackluster days, up and down already, kind of playing games with price action. How do you like the gray and the blue? I know you like it. I know you like the two-tone over here. Hey, my girlfriend just broke up with me, lifer, and it's making me sad. It's okay, Michael. I've lost a few girlfriends in my life. You know what? You're so blessed. She's opening it up for a girl that's going to love you even more than she did, man. It's the best day that ever happened to you. You're going to look back on today and realize it was the best day. When you're young, it hurts. But trust me, man. And honestly, when you're an alpha male, no girl breaks up with you. You break up with her. See what I'm saying, man? You're in control, brother. You're in control, man. You never wanted to be with her in the first place. So you made her break up with you. Think about it. It's not her, it's you, man. You've got this, Michael. It was never meant to be, brother. It's okay. It's okay. You knew it's something on the side. You in the corner of her eye, the way she looked at you, there was a twinkle. You knew she was kissing Bobby Joe around the corner, man. You knew. You knew it wasn't just you. So just, you know what I mean? Don't lie to yourself next time. That was the lesson to be learned. Know when someone's fully in love with you or not. Everybody here knows when someone's fully in love with them. I know you don't believe it, but you do. And if someone's not loving you all the way and then they dump you, you knew before they dumped you. You know? And human beings, they don't like to dump each other. You know, people with big hearts, they don't know how to let you down. So once they don't love you, it takes them about almost, sometimes depending on the person, it takes them anywhere between 2 and 6 weeks to tell you they don't love you. So sad, right? So they waste that much more of your time. So you're better off just being an alpha male, just, being machismo, and whatever woman comes your way is the woman that likes you. You know what I mean? Don't chase women, because chasing women will be a woman that you might chase. She might take your attention for a while and then move on to the next guy gives her the attention. It doesn't work that well. So I learned this all from my dad. He never chased a girl. He let the girls come to him. Anyway, I'm not trying to, I love all, I had a twin sister. I have 3 daughters. I love women, respect all women. But yeah, but you'll be okay, Mike. And I'm sorry that's the first little chat we saw there, but it got us going. And it got us thinking about life, right? And instead of the charts for a split second, let's break down BTC. Let's talk about that daily close yesterday. Let's have some fun. And let's do our top-down analysis. I know you come here every single day to break down Bitcoin. We'll find out where we're going, where we're likely going to be, and see if we can get some gains here in the charts. By going live every single day, by attacking the charts, we find success. Success is something you become. You become the person that deserves success by going live, doing something every single day of your life. Eventually, you're going to be like, you know what? I deserve to be successful at whatever that is because I've done it every day. More than 99% of the world. Ask yourself, did I do this more than 99% of the world at this present moment in time? Do I put in more effort than 99% of the world at my craft? If the answer is yes, then you're destined to be a multi-billionaire, travel the world, and do whatever you want with your life. If the answer is I'm not sure, then you got to just start working harder until you can say yes. And that's life. That's it. Life's either are you working as hard as harder than 99% of the world in that craft, or are you not? And that's it. And if you're like, well, I don't know how to work that hard, well, start developing the skills, the discipline. Say you don't work out every day, start working out every day. I worked out this morning. It was insane. I'm actually going to have a huge, look, I got the lime. You know what limes are. You got to bite the back of the lime. This is going to, when you bite the lime, though, you get that. I'll do it. You just get so much more lime juice when you bite the lime. But you get the, you get that, ooh. And we hydrate ourselves for the day here. And I'm back. My knee got hit by the golf ball, so I hadn't worked out the last 10 days, and I was falling off. It wasn't great. You know what I mean? I was falling off. Trump is speaking right now. I don't have girls, but I'm on the woman's side. Dudes hit. And Ron, I don't like hearing that. Bad for the enamel of your teeth, brother. Terrible. No. That's only if you did it every single day. Yeah, it's not bad for the enamel of your teeth. I have some of the strongest enamel. I do it every day. Yeah. Yeah, if you bite them directly, 100%. I agree with you. Yeah, exactly. If you go in like but you have to go every day and start rubbing it in. Like, you'll be okay. 1 or 2 times a day. 1 or 2 times ain't bad. Yeah. You're right, old man. This guy. But honestly, I've researched all that, man. I got you. I know all that stuff. But thank you. I appreciate you 100%. You got to be like wiping it on every day. Okay, so let's take a look here at Bitcoin. First, I'm going to look at the daily close. I just want to see what happened yesterday. So yesterday we opened at 115,232.29 cents. The high was 115,000. Sorry, I moved. 379.25 cents. The low was 111,800. Wow, what a beautiful price, right? And it closed at 112,650.99 cents, down $2,581 on the day. Down 2.2% for Bitcoin. Oof. But we did get a bit of a bounce, and it looks like this day may close a tweezer bottom. So I went in on this. Look, there's the last bottom. This looks like a higher low. Low, high, higher low for Bitcoin. And we can almost make, you can make this into a bit of a cup and handle, right? And this is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handle, because I was able to see so many retracements and pops when most people are freaking out and full of fear. That's pretty dang close to the 618 golden pocket for the bounce. Maybe we do a couple days down here like this, and then we bounce. That's possible. Or do we start to bounce here? Either way, definitely looks like it's going to be a higher low for me. As long, the second, but if we break this and we close a candle down here, then we're going to go for a lower high bearish retest and then bang. And look, you can almost see a shoulder, a head, a shoulder there, and then back to the 200 moving average on the daily. Then if we lose the 200 on the daily, then we're going into some type of bearish retracement, and you'd have to take that into account. And then I'll be there shorting because we'll be below the 4-hour 200, the daily, and and we'll be doing what we do every single time. And I won't take a day off, and we'll be able to see what's happening, and we'll watch the small time frames as they bleed into the bigger ones. And unregretfully so, I'll be here every single day, and we'll figure it out. We'll relentlessly figure out what's happening in the charts because we don't take days off. Everyone wants to know how you're good at something. How are we accurate here on the channel? You don't even have to be that good. We're just consistent. The more consistent you are, the better you're going to be at anything. There's probably better traders out there than me. People with maybe, able to hold bigger positions, all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? Scalp quicker than me, whatever you want to say. I don't know if it's true, but I think it's out there. But my whole point is this. I do think you don't have to be the best at your field. You just have to be the most consistent to be better than everybody else. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay? The fact is, most people can't be that consistent. They just can't. They could try as hard as they can. They're going to take a couple days off, or the way their lifestyle is, they just can't be as consistent, and that's going to be your edge. Repeat after me. I am consistent. I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm going to wake up and do it when I feel sick, when I'm tired, when I'm emotional, when my whole world is against me, when my mom dies, when my dad dies, when my sister dies, when my brother dies. I'm still going to show up every single day. I'm going to give no excuses to go back to my old ways. When my mom died, after my dad, and I decided not to drink, I did not have a sip of liquor. I didn't go to the bar, and everyone's at the bar having a beer. All my old friends came back. Everyone's had a Guinness for my mom, I did not drink. And I'm not saying I'm not looking down on the people that did. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying I could have went back to that drunk. I could have gotten really, really drunk that night. Woken up the next day, not been able to do my Bitcoin update. Taking a couple days off, right? Then taking another couple days off. Then look what could have happened to my channel. What could have happened to my YouTube? So just don't make excuses. And don't let one negative thing pull you into a deeper, darker circle that just starts ruining all your momentum. That used to happen to me. I had good momentum. I'd start a business. I'd start something. I'd have a week straight, 2 weeks straight. Heck, 3 weeks. I'd be ripping. But something would happen within a month. My girlfriend would break up with me. You know what I mean? Or, a friend of mine would backstab me. And then I'd get really depressed. Or someone would, say they were going to do a deal with me and then steal a client. And it was a bigger client. And instead of just like getting back on the horse and realizing I was the opportunity, I said, oh my gosh, look at this. It all blew up on my face again. And I went back to, let me go out with my... See, the thing is, I had a bunch of rich friends. They had a really good business that they had created. And they could always go out on the weekends and hang out. So whenever I was depressed and didn't finish what I needed to do, they were always there and I could hit them up. And I loved them. They were my friends. Like, they really cared about me, but they were busy. And they tried to help me the best they could, but no one can help you but you. When you're not ready to go all the way, nobody can push you to go all the way. Your best friend could be running 2 or 3 companies, making millions of dollars. You guys could live down the street together. He could love you. It could be your brother, for crying out loud. They could hang out all the time. But they can't force you to make the move. You know what I mean? So let's kind of fast forward here to the weekly. So the weekly, to me, is starting to look a bit like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. We wanted that to close green. So right now, I see a head and shoulder pattern for Bitcoin. I mean, it is what it is, right? We have to get a bounce here and somehow get back above 119,000. Next 2 to 3 weeks, you get above here, this defies it. But to me, it's telling you there's over a 60 to 70% chance that the next candle's red. Then we have a neckline to a head and shoulder pattern. And then as the John Madden of crypto here, I got to tell you, it's likely that we're going to go further here to the downside. 95,887 here for BTC. So it's only a matter of time. Okay. Someone's like, ASTER is booming. I don't know about booming. 164 to 167 is booming to you? That's booming? 3 cents? 4 cents is booming? I mean, that's a nice move. I'll give it to you. Off the bottom, possibly off the bottom trend too. You could say kind of we could make it a bit aggressive of a move here. My thing is this. ASTER came down, and if you draw from here, which is, Fibonacci impulse, it bounced off the 618 golden pocket with a double bottom. I mean, that tells me that's a place to buy at 124. And look, it's already up 40 cents on 124. That's 30% gains. I see this thing starting to make a big move here up to 323. ASTER, baby, ASTER. Think about it. Is CZ going to give up? No. Is perpetual DEXs going away? No. Are they only going to get better at what they do? Agreed. I haven't seen CZ give up on what he's behind and make a move. So I don't see how this doesn't continue to pump. So I have a play out this, in my trading group, and it's actually right around here would be, technically would be the sauce. It could easily dump right back down to 135. You could lose the money, right? Anything could happen. But you got to take a shot. All right. Yeah. He said, "Sir, your chart glitched." Let me see. Someone, I guess maybe it's on a different. Oh my gosh, you're right. So ASTER, damn, that pisses me off. But anyway, I did give the call yesterday for ASTER, and there it is, ripping to the upside, out the flag, bang, bang, bang. Sorry, thank you so much for saying my chart glitch. I'm sitting there looking at it like. So last night at 2 a.m, I'm showing you ASTER at 155. I'm saying ASTER's moving. 174, I'm giving it to you in the trading group, right? And here I am giving you ASTER at 2 a.m. I'm up at 2 a.m. And I'm showing you what the hottest coin in the game is. And there it is. Just absolutely booming from 135 all the way to 211. Oh my goodness. That's up 60%. ASTER absolutely ripping to the upside. And you knew this thing was going to continue to go. Bang, bang, bang. So shout out to anyone that jumped into ASTER. And you can see if you're in my trading group, there's a reason people join my trading group. It's not even just the Bitcoin calls. It's not my relentless video updates, which are awesome. It's not every single week where I show you my entire portfolio. It's these calls, being in the right coin at the right time, because all I do, look, I'm up at 2 a.m. So when you woke up at 2 or 3, you could have seen this. And I'm showing you that ASTER is likely going to continue to pump here. And I'm giving you even a bigger target at 323. Anyway, and there's more stuff I'm giving you. Pay attention. For $99 a month, more. I looked at the testimonials recently, and we've had a lot of altcoin movement. So the testimonials have been, coming in strong. And a lot of people are saying, look, I made a whole house on Friday using your strategies on Groyper. Take a look for me. I think it might be time to get back in. A whole house. He gives me a $100 super chat, right? I just joined the group a day ago. I made my 99 and some. Thank you, Sam. I hesitated for way too long. $99 a month is a lot of money, but just one day after taking the plunge of insights I gained from the community, and it directly led to my first 1,000% trade. I joined the group in December, and this year has truly been the best year of my life. At 21, I was promoted to sales manager at work, married my amazing wife, and took her on a 2-week honeymoon in Italy. I also grew our spot holdings to 40,000. I joined the last day of July, already made my 99 bucks back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Joined the 99 last night after a year of thinking about it. Just made my money back with ETH call this morning. Can't wait for class. Like, this is like, and I'm not making this up. I don't know these people. They're all saying they joined and then they made their money back. This is hot. This is the best things I've ever heard. And then there's just deep testimonials too of how they changed their life, thought about what they're doing. So, anyway. Look, I lost 8K when I first started. I dropped my account down to 225. Since applied discipline, risk management, and your strategy with the 21 and the 200, went from 225 to 4,000 in 5 weeks. This is what I'm hearing from people around the world. So it doesn't matter the country, the belief system. They're learning from me. Jump on in, go to cryptolifer.com and subscribe to the trading group. It's gonna blow your mind. It's not like anything you've ever been a part of. It's not, you can't compare it to any trading group you've ever seen. And the calls are stone cold. Like, this is the hottest thing today, and we gave it to you before it happened. So, and there you go. ASTER absolutely ripping from the lows there at 130. And I talked about ASTER numerous times, even this weekend. I went over it. And as it started, we made our massive gains. And Monday, when it started to come back, I said, man, I could see this thing continue to move. So anyway, we'll move into Bitcoin. We want to finish what we're doing here. So anyway, Bitcoin could make a right shoulder and dump. The target takes it to $95,000. That has to be a possibility for you. You have to be completely okay with that. I have money on the sidelines to buy more Bitcoin down there, and I'll be super happy. I'll say, hey, that's an opportunity for more BTC for my girls 10 years from now when it's 950,000 and it 10x's. I just want it to 10x in the next 10 years. Everyone wants, $1 million by 2030. I'll take $1 million by 2035. You know what I mean? Like, I just 10x in the next 10 years from where we're at right now. And then I'll 1,000x some of the holdings that I have from the very beginning, which will be absurd. And then I'll 10x what I have now too. And I'll be a super happy camper. I don't need to get crazy. All right. Here, we have another testimonial here. I just joined less than 2 weeks ago. And it's been the best decision I haven't had gains yet, but I've been learning a lot and watching the learning videos. Sam is absolutely amazing. Jenny, that's the nicest thing you could ever say. And it is, I like that because a lot of people talk about the 99, the gains, money back. And she's like, hey, I haven't made the money back, but I've learned a lot. And I feel like I'm getting my education, my $99 worth, right? Just woke up. Who dis? This is your best friend. Shout out to master friend of the house. We have this genius man who is really dedicated to people, cares a lot. And he's kind of a mad scientist. The guy's out of his mind. He's out of his mind as much as I am, right? And you got to be crazy to be a genius, don't you? Shout out to Leverage Mastery. This is in my group. It's an extra $300. I know. But you fork it over one time and you get the blessing of a person that actually cares. 3 weekly Zoom meetings. He teaches you how to read weekly candles. It's really a cool way to trade. He understands how to look for certain things in the morning. He'll blow your mind. All right. You can take his strategies. They layer on very well with what I'm teaching. And together you will become if you do what both of us teach you and push yourself, I don't see how you can't become profitable. And you'll just have other skills. You'll be able to swing trade. You'll be able to DCA long-term into big holds, right? You'll believe and have conviction. On top of that, you'll be able to grow accounts. You'll be able to use possible prop firms if you want and grow account. You'll be able to do so many different things in trading. So just learn. Leverage Mastery. Hit the QR code today. Why hesitate when you could be learning something new right now? I don't stop. I just keep moving. But hey, that's just me. I may have gotten somewhere with that mentality, but hey, maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to, probably nothing, right? Hey, you got to be great to, you're not going to be great. You got to start somewhere. Secret to success is getting started. Look, he said, I took Leverage Mastery and loved it. And this is a guy, let's talk about underground crypto. He came to my house. He has some awesome carpentry skills, a bunch of different skills. He helped me move, came to my house. This guy's my man. Good friend. And he took the Leverage Mastery class and absolutely loved it. See? And he would tell the truth. He didn't even have to write that. I didn't know he was going to write that. Okay. So I know I'm shilling out here, but, you know, I love the group and I love what we provide. And so I got to make sure it's something I talk about once a day, man, because I love it. So the weekly, we got to get a bounce. We really do. I mean, this completes a right shoulder. Then we have to start looking at the measured move. It is what it is. This kind of holds, and we get a green candle to come back up. We basically need a bullish engulfing candle next week. All right. Mr. Hay, he says, 99 is more than Sam giving signals. The community strive to share and learn from each other to grow our mind, soul, and wallet. God bless. Thank you for saying that. And honestly, I don't want to say anything. I'll be here for a long time, you know, but if anything ever did happen, the group to me would represent me better than anything I could ever say or do. You know what I mean? Like what that group does represents me without me saying a word. It has the essence and soul of my mom and dad. It has that same love and care and that essence. So God bless everyone that's joined and supported it. If there was an awesome live trade right now, I'd give it to you. Bitcoin struggling, not looking amazing. You know, sitting at this $112,800 level, just kind of flat. Really, really flat. So the weekly hanging by a thread. If that closes as such, I see a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Right now, it is a head and shoulder pattern. Look, 1, 2, 3, omen wicks, 2. You see that? I'm just, you know what I mean? The 3, 3, 3, like that's creepy, man. The omen. So I don't know. I gotta tell you. Now I'm going on narrative. Oh, they're gonna pump it. Everything's gonna go our way. You know what I mean? If I go by the charts, and I don't go by the storyline and what I think and believe and all that emotional fun stuff, that doesn't look good to me. You got to close a weekly candle above resistance here now, above 115,000. Look, this is your resistance where this candle closed. This candle closes at 115,268. Can you check AERO? I think it's a good time to buy. Let's take a look at what the charts convey. All right. Do you have a strong opinion on the right shoulder? If it's higher, lower, or even to the left of the shoulder, it doesn't matter at all. You can go shoulder, head, right shoulder. You can go shoulder, head, right shoulder. I've even seen kind of like something like this where they're very close. And you can even have really twisted ones like that. You can have a little one, a huge one, and a little like this. I've seen it all. You got to bend your mind with space and time. Stop acting like it's going to be put in this perfect little cookie cutter position. It's not. The best traders are traders that can see it through the blinds, man. That can kind of, you know, when most people can't see the head and shoulder, I can. It's right there in front of us. But most people just, you know, it's their emotions. They're reading Twitter and they'll watch a head and shoulder dump in their face. And it came from years. I used to be in a trading group. My mentor would tell me it's a head and shoulder going to dump. And I'd be like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He just like, he's drinking his own Kool-Aid. And then it would dump. Like, he was right 90% of the time. I started realizing, man, if I don't trade like this guy, I'm going to get in trouble. And I started trading with the patterns and just doing what I did. Trading patterns, trend lines, support or resistance. Oh, so important. Like, people that don't understand how important support and resistance is, they get beat up all the time. I see people do, I'm taking a long here, I'm taking a short. I'm like, dude, that's the SR flip. Like right here, like we'll go previous support as resistance right there. And like people were shorting this when you can clearly see we had come back for a bounce. Anyway, and there's a Fibonacci, you'll see confluence. And then once you see the same type of, you'll watch reversals. I've seen thousands of reversals. Reversals do leave a footprint. They hit the same type of Fibonacci. They hit the same type of divergence over and over and over again. You know, you see similar patterns again and again and again. And eventually you know when a reversal is more likely than not. All right. Okay. And shout out to Milligan's Travels. Thank you so much for the super chats. Yeah. 98K, 107K is the golden area to buy. It could be. It could be. You pull a big fib here, and you got this level right there, 94,000, even 85,000 yet again. It's crazy. So it's not all bearish. We would have to close a candle below the weekly 221-day moving average. See? We'd have to close below that. Right now, we're holding above it, which is a bullish sign. And that could actually save the day. I have seen that happen. So 5-day chart would have to get a tweezer bottom here, a low, a high, and a higher low so we can dig on out. 3-day chart, garbage, right? You got the tweezer top, and I said once that tweezer top set, I said, and then we should have got a red candle following through after these. Yeah, when you get a red candle next to a green one, and you have a tweezer top, 90% of the time, the next candle should be a red one that dumps back to the support of your left candle. Look left and see where the previous, and that's exactly what was supposed. That did exactly. That was textbook. Tweezer top, open the next 3-day, you're going to dump right down to support. I mean, it is classic. And then here we are on the daily. So we're looking for the daily to possibly look. Previous resistance is an SR flip. Great place to get in. I'm already in with the stop below. Can we get the move? And so I'm attempting to dig in here and call this bottom. And again, a fast move down, we could pump right back up. So this closes tonight, tweezer bottom. The next candle should be green, right back to liquidity. And we could even punch right back up to 117,000. And honestly, we may be making one of these. And we make the inverted head and shoulder and head right back up. But it just takes time. October 4th or 5th, when we get back to the top of the pattern, we just slowly grind on out. It's kind of like this move here. We just got our higher low. So the bulls are looking for the cup with the handle of the higher low. They're looking for this to create a Fibonacci bounce near a 618, right? And we're looking for the previous resistance to become support on the daily. And we're looking for the daily to turn into a tweezer bottom. So smart move would be a aggressive entry is to get into a long right now. Very aggressive because you're not getting complete confirmation. You're betting on confirmation happening before it happens, right? Less aggressive entry is to wait for the daily candle to close tonight and then enter that trade tonight at like 8:15, right? After this daily candle closes. I love Tuesday nights. Monday nights, look, Monday night I opened up the trade. I didn't lose last night. I didn't win big, but I didn't lose. And I'm down $41 now in the same trade. I've had it open since last night at about, 10 o'clock, something like that. The NASDAQ hitting 25,000 all-time highs. Unbelievable, right? So that's where we stand. Like, you could really look at no other time frame but the daily and just wait till 8 p.m. tonight. And then and be super patient. And if you get the call, you make the trade. That's a very smart way to trade. Very direct, very disciplined, right? A lot of people can't do that. One time frame, 10 hours from now, super patient. It's okay. The traders make the most money are traders that just trade what they see with a shrug. Just, okay, no big deal. You know what I mean? All right, I'll come back in a little while. If it's a have to moment, you have to, this has to be how it is. That usually isn't going to be the best move. All right, look, resistance by the 200. We get above this, we can pump right back. I mean, that fast move down, every time I've seen a move that fast, we usually pump right back to the upside. Just like this fast move down. Eventually, we ate it right back up. I expect a very similar move here. Honestly, I'm actually going to take a Baz pattern. What is the Baz pattern? Watch this. Right, and you shrink it down a little bit. And so, like, I see something like this, right? They'll play games, but they'll bounce us back to the upside and eventually get us back to liquidity. Ride this wave. What would be awesome, too, is what they'll do is if they do it like this, they'll make a shoulder ahead, right? And they'll get a bunch of people to short that, too, right? And they'll all think, okay, and then that will be the mass. That will be the liquidity grab. Kind of a double top, see? And they'll basically go grab all that liquidity up here. So that doesn't look too bad. All right. Just want to say thank you to everyone. I hit 1,000 subs and I'm on the moon about it. So many lifers showed up and supported. This is the highest quality community of the game. Much love to the lifers. God bless you, man. 1,000 subscribers to Underground Crypto, and it must feel amazing, man. But you're putting out good content, man. Just keep going. Don't stop. Get inside the zone and fall in love with the journey and say, you know what? I don't know where this is going, but I know every day that I work on something that I believe in and I love is going to be a day that I'm doing the best thing for my frequency, for others because I'm teaching them. Am I teaching people something that I know? Yes. Am I spreading light, love, and positivity? Yes. You know what I mean? If you can do those two things every day and build a business on top of it, you're a winner. You're one of the biggest winners in the game, in my humble opinion. So continue and don't stop. It starts with one video at a time, man. Keep listening to Jim Rohn. In some days you feel like you're an ant building an anthill, one little piece of sand at a time. You look around and you see everyone else is getting somewhere and you feel like you're nowhere. It can feel depressing. It can feel hard. I was there so many times. Think about me. Day 400, nothing. Day 500, nothing. Day 600. Eventually, day 1200, things started to break for me. You know what I mean? Now I'm on day 1,700 days. I mean, and again, I'm just beginning. Those 1,700 days have only just begun. You have only given me one step to begin the stairway. There's not, you know what I mean? Look, a lot of people can enter here too. I'm in the trade, so I took this aggressive entry. I know it's aggressive, and I don't suggest everyone else take it unless you know what you're doing and it's built into your risk management. But it's something like this. You put the wick there, and you're basically going back up to liquidity. But you're front running. You got to get, you could wait to get above the 200 moving average to get a beautiful pump here to the upside. That's going to be, far more advantageous. 22 rejected by there. The 8 hour, you got to get this. The 8 hour could be the up and down Bart Simpson. Here we have a low, we have a low, we have a lower low, we have a higher low. Are we digging our way out on the 4 hour time frame? We got to close candles above the 200 moving average. And then here we are with basically a cup and handle, right? We got the flag. And whatever coin you're in is going to be mimicking this flag likely, because we're all seeing what is Bitcoin going to do. We got a few things rocking for us. We got a very strong bullish div, a double bullish div, almost triple bullish div, right? As this whole thing is moving up, you can even see it on the indicator. You can see it the way I would do it. And so we got this cup and handle on the one. And I'm not overly bullish. Like there's, we got to get back above the 200 moving average. We said that yesterday, remember? Or Sunday. And if we couldn't get above this, expect more downside. And then we took the nasty dump on Sunday. Shout out to everyone that took gains on that short. I saw a lot of people making gains shorting in the trading group. God bless you all. So, I mean, it's just nice when I see people taking advantage when the whole market gets liquidated. I saw one of my beginner students, been trading for a year. He doesn't get liquidated like billions of people, or billions of dollars. He actually makes money on the short. So people that have only been trading for a year have taken what I've taught them with the 200-day moving average and understanding what's happening, and they've been able to make gains when basically 90% of the market is getting crushed. That tells me I'm doing something right. Like I get a student of a year and he's not getting fleeced like people that have been trading for 3 to 4 years. And we also, why too? We don't just teach technical analysis. We teach accountability, working out, discipline. And so the students in my group, when they lose, they know it's their fault. And they say, what did I do wrong? They don't just say, whatever, it's the market maker, it's somebody else's fault. They take responsibility for their wins. They take responsibility for their losses. It's the mentality that we teach that keeps the group even more whole, and I humbly believe. So right now, the 15 minutes in a bit of a way. It's sideways. It doesn't look amazing. And it could easily dump further to the downside. I'm not like, wow. I'm not amazed right now with price action. And technically, it's in a bit of an ascending triangle, right? See here? And these could break down too as well. So only time will tell. I took the short. I took the long, but, my stop loss is whatevs. It's like I'm not going to lose a lot. And right now, we're just in serious chop. If anything, there's a double top right there, resistance at 113,003. And this kind of shoulder head, right shouldery. So, I'm basically going off the fact that this bullish div is going to hold us down on the smaller time frames and give us that push to the upside. But it doesn't look amazing. I got to be honest with everybody. It doesn't look amazing. If you're confused by this, intrigued by this, or really you just want more, you love this TA, I teach this the last Saturday of every month. So this Saturday, I teach class. Jump on in, hit the QR code to find out more. I can't wait to see you there. It's from 9 to 12 Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and I'll be teaching class. Hit the QR code to find out more or the link in the description if you want to sign up to class. That's going to be this Saturday, only about 4 days from now. So, okay. So that's kind of what we're looking at here for Bitcoin, right? It makes sense. It looks more bearish than bullish. If anything, it almost looks like we're kind of doing one of these. See this? And we've double topped. And we're going to get sunned by the 200 moving average and continue lower on the 15-minute moving average. On the 15-minute 200, and the measured move would be here. Takes us back to 108,006. And that's just the facts. I don't have a huge bear position. I'm not trying to push people to trade anything. I just show you what I see happening. And Bitcoin right now is struggling. It has some liquidity above us, but it's not amazing. Bookmap possibly, up to 114,000, but there's 111, there's 112, there's 108, just like I'm looking at. So Bitcoin's struggling. It's at 112,650. I'm down, $39, right? I told you it's not a big trade because I don't have a lot of faith. I wanted to see this pump, take my gains, and then continue along as we started to make a bigger move. Been sideways all night. Volume has been tight ever since the rate cut. And the massive liquidations, volume has been tight. I tell you right now, I've just been watching it. I can see way less people trading in the market, way less perps, which is kind of good. I like to clear it out, but it's been slow. It's been slow for September. People getting back in, money flowing into the market. And then you got all-time highs for the NASDAQ and the S&P, which we were showing you on the macro analysis every single Friday. I don't know what else I could do. I gave you guys beautiful trades there. I use the education I received from Sam to make gains. Join the 99 and take the class. Get the education you deserve. CryptoLifer.com. Thank you. Yeah. So Bitcoin does look like, right now, it's more likely she's going to dump than pump. Right? The bulls have to get you back above 113,360. This is a 1, 2, basically triple resistance here for BTC. So we had bullish divvy. We attempted to get back above the previous high. We could not do that. We have to break above the previous high and the 200 moving average. Right now, it's looking more like we're going to break it down. And the measured move takes you to 108,500. So I'm not trying to tell you we're going to dump for sure. And I'm even in a long. I'm hoping that we don't take out this low and we somehow go sideways. But I'll be honest, it's looking more and more bearish than bullish. So I'm taking the aggressive entry. I could wait for a far less risky time to get into these charts, right? So that's where I stand for BTC. It's more likely going to dump than pump, but I'm going against the odds and taking the aggressive long because I haven't risked that much and I'm where I am, right? Teach me the discipline, please. Just show up every single day and you will see the discipline. ASTER doing damage, up 60% to 205. Shout out to anyone that jumped on into ASTER and took it for gains. And amazing how ASTER did damage. And it makes me think, is AVNT going to follow? You think it would almost have to. AVNT is still tight inside the flag, and AVNT did bounce from 175 all the way back to 217. Yeah, 228 even, yeah. So, I mean, they're both looking pretty interesting. Look, that's a shoulder, head, right shoulder for AVNT. I see AVNT getting tight like this. It's almost like their next leg is coming. I mean, these are DEXs that have utility. I don't see them just losing utility overnight, and it's basically a Coinbase Binance battle. They both have market share. They both want more market share. This is their way, right? This goes to 374, the other to 360. This thing could do damage. Absolute damage, right? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, this, I'm calling out. These both look good to me. AVNT and ASTER. Both showing signs of continuation. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. I mean, it's nice to see gains somewhere, somehow, even though Bitcoin's struggling. I looked at BLACKHOLE, too. It's the DEX for AVAX. Alex Becker was also talking about he has a lot of followers, but it also has utility, right? Hemi, AVNT, funny, really on the radar right now, trending. Sidekick, Avalanche too. Let's talk about AVAX. ASTER, that's crazy. Rome, free, Let's take a look at AVAX. And we talked about how AVAX was hot. It was trending last night too as well. And again, it has utility. It can really run DeFi the right way. So we had eyes on AVAX when it was back here at $24, and we told you it was likely headed up to 37, and it's about to crack that first target, and now it's in this bigger flag that suggests it can go all the way up to about 47, right? Bang. Can you take a peek at silver too? Pretty please. We'll take a look at silver. We'll take a look at silver. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, because, you know, I'm a firm believer in silver. I love my silver, and I stack silver too. And I've been stacking silver. I mean, I'm not as much as, you know, as I did in the past, but now I'm digitally stacking silver over at Kinesis, right? So Kinesis is the only place I know right now where you can do this, right? And so shout out to the channel sponsor, Kinesis.money. I'm stacking right now. Look at my silver's going up. I got $1,700 in the balance. And what you can do is you can also earn, right? You can get 10% metal back, right? Earn gold back on purchases made at 1,000 of online retailers. So you get this thing, you get this card. Then when you go places, you get 10%. You can then sell that 10% reward and buy Bitcoin. Now your gold's earning you Bitcoin that you have inside of your Kinesis, you know, and now you can actually turn gold into, you know, maybe a long-term Bitcoin holding. Or you could sell gold for Bitcoin, vice versa, sell silver for Bitcoin. You can ship in your gold and silver, and they'll give you a direct representation of the coin. They're audited, I guess, every quarter by a third party. It's an amazing place. Shout out to Kinesis.money. Find out more. Thank you so much for the sponsorship from Kinesis, and I'm stacking silver here. I got $1,700 of silver, and I believe silver may outperform Bitcoin once Bitcoin peaks. Might be a good place to take some, like if I leverage trade BTC, take some of those gains, flip them into silver, and keep continuing that compound gain. So Kinesis.money, the only place I know right now, maybe a competitor, but right now I don't know, where you can digitalize your gold, right? Turn it into a coin and actually get it into crypto. Pretty awesome. Instead of your gold sitting there collecting dust in the safe, you can actually put it to work here on Kinesis.money and your silver. So, and shout out to the channel sponsor. We really appreciate that. So AVAX, strong pump today. Looking really nice. To me, that's the top. I would expect it to come back down and go sideways now. A couple more days and get ready for its next big move up to 45. But AVAX is strong. We talked about it down here. And if you made an AVAX call with us, you're still pumping. You're in the gains, baby, in the gains. ASTER, so excited to see that thing pumping. And I had a feeling it was going to do damage. Wow, up about 61% from the lows of the double bottom bounce off that 618 golden pocket. And now you can start making supportive resistance levels. One of two things on the 15. Like, does it make a lateral flag or a downward flag? Either one looks like they could both pump for a bigger move here. One of these two moves to the upside, right? Sends it to $287, $3 region for ASTER. And it just, to me, it's a floor where people are like, oh, wow, this is an amazing coin with utility that's not going to stop because it's a DEX. I mean, it makes sense to me. Everyone's like, oh, that's going to dump right back down. And I told people, this is not a meme coin. This thing is pumping due to utility. You got to know the difference between a utility pump and a meme coin pump. And you got to be able to read the charts. The charts will convey that. You can see how this started to kind of balance itself out and consolidate, right? That's consolidation. Range bound between 127, 128. Look, cup with the handle, and it's gone. There's another little handle there, and this thing pumped to the upside viciously. ASTER, right? And I'm still in the trade. This is, it's not over yet. We're going to wait. Really, this is kind of wait till the daily candle closes type of thing today, and don't get too crazy on it. So you can see AVAX really coming through. One of the stronger positions to pay attention to. Linnea still on my radar. Up 18% in 7 days, right? Look, they like ASTER Advantage. Of course, Maverick Network, still very small market cap right there, too. Boundless has been on my radar. Somia Network's on the radar. MIAX took the beat down. Stablecoin, Lombard. Hyperliquid definitely took the pullback. Wow, sold all the way back to 218. So it's like, I feel like people sold for ASTER. I mean, everyone was jumping in. Bio Protocol has been hot to me. HANA Network's new. I haven't seen that before. Lighter's a new one, too. Look at Lighter. I heard Lighter's going to be the next big DEX. You know what I mean? And Lighter's something we want to position ourselves in. So Lighter is a perpetual trading protocol based on Ethereum. It's specialized EK rollup to utilize cryptographic methods and data structure, ensuring scalability, security, and transparency. The protocol features a verifiable matching engine that enables efficient and audible trade execution. The solution provides, I think Lighter is going to be hot in the next few days. to, you know, in the next few weeks, lighter, man. Lighter. Where can we get it? It's a DEX for perpetuals. 148 have it on the watch list. Lighter. Dude. Where can I buy lighter? Can you get into it now? Or is it a DEX yet? Hold on. Lighter. And be careful. There's going to be a lot of fake stuff before the real stuff comes out. People know that you're searching and then they try to catch you. Like that's lighter on Sol. I don't believe that's not it. That's not going to be it. $19 million market cap. Yeah, see how it has a very small amount of liquidity? Be very careful. And if you're ever not sure, right, remember, we always go to Andy Rugg and paste in the address. Paste the address into Andy Rugg and see what it's going to tell you, okay? Don't just trust what people are giving you. Like, make sure you do your own research. Look at that. It's got the worst safety score in the game. 32% wallet exists. Top holder owns 96%, right? This is a fake coin, you know what I mean? I'm just, I'm pointing that out. So, yeah, but lighter's on my radar. I'd be paying attention to the next time that thing can drop. It comes out, anything, sniffing for information. And I'll have my team, can you look up lighter, Lakochi, and find out all the information you can? Where can we get it? When does it come out? How do we get our hands on this thing? I like the logo. It's cool. With the L like that, right? So I don't believe this is it. Just be very careful. People are going to snatch the logo, all that stuff. Just be careful. All right. Funny, if you had that Apex, you could still go 1-to-1, the Apollo X token, right? That's 2-to-1. It's 1-to-1 right now with ASTER. Remember that. So you could have got that at 3 cents. It's crazy when that started. When they announced it too, you could have bought Apex before and then done. It's just nuts how it all came out the way it did. Bitcoin 112,600, just kind of sitting flat. One of the flattest Tuesdays I've ever seen in my life. And some people said Trump was speaking. Let's take a look at the Forex Factory and see what's kind of coming our way. I thought Jerome was talking today at about 12:45. Remember that? 12:35. Jerome Powell speaks. What is he going to say? Where is he, and what is he talking about? Due to speak out economic outlook at the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce at the luncheon in Rhode Island, right? Audience questions expected. Federal Reserve, yeah, those are boring. More hawkish than expected is good for currency. All right, usual effect. Fed chair, yeah. As head of central bank, who controls the term. He has more influence. Yeah, they're just telling you why people listen to him. Interesting. So, he's going to talk today. It is what it is, man. Tomorrow, nothing comes our way, right? Crude oil inventory at 10:30. But the big news is Thursday, 8:30. We have final GDP quarter over quarter. We have unemployment claims, right? We have core durable goods, final GDP price index, and goods trade balance, and preliminary wholesale inventory. I mean, that's a lot of news at once at 8:30. And then Friday at 8:30, we have core PCE, personal income, and personal spending. Both of those are definitely going to move the needle, find out more information about inflation, and kind of put pressure on the Fed and the markets to react. So we'll see. But, Thursday and Friday of this week, I expect a big punch. So the word on the street was Advantis. The word on the street was ASTER. And wow, from that 215, 217 pump, looks like it's also already getting a little bit of a pullback. Highly volatile. So just remember that. Highly, highly volatile. So lighter looks like the next big thing. And I hear, some people are going to talk about, you're going to hear, whoever's kind of on it is going to be mentioning lighter. And I don't mention lighter because someone told me about it. I've never been paid, stuff like that. I just scan the market. What's interesting is some people, like some shillers will start to shill. I'll get wind of something because I hear about it. And then I say, hey, we should be trading this. And then people think I'm part of the shill factory. But I'm not. I'm not in the cabal. I'm I don't take the emails. I'm not in some big group to push now. I promise you on my life. I just go over the charts. And a lot of times the charts convey to me what's hot. Like it'll be tight with the moving averages. And that's the one that they're already been pushing. And boom, boom, boom. Right? Odin. You just like kind of, click around official guardian of ASTER. Oh, please. Is it true that Odin is the mascot of ASTER and the dust mat? This is crazy, man. People try to jump on the bandwagon with their coin like it's part of something bigger than it is. So crazy. So here we have it. Bitcoin struggling 112,005. Looks like it's going to go further down than up at the present moment in time. And I gave you everything I could for Bitcoin. And right now, it just, I have a very small, hopeful, risky trade on it. And besides that, we're just kind of, oh well, right? Seeing if we can get a higher probability play after the daily candle closes tonight, to be honest with you. I like Monday night. I like Tuesday night. I like Wednesday night. And we want to see kind of where things go as the week progresses here. Also, usually after mass liquidation on Fed Day, which we actually did get the last couple days, it was a little after the fact. That Sunday night liquidation was huge. Liquidated, I think, $170 billion worth of liquidations or something. But usually there's going to be a lull in the market, right? They took everybody out this weekend. So where's all the money that trades during the week? They all got crushed this weekend. It's going to take them, get their accounts ready, come back in, retail, right? Lick their wounds. So now it's showing you that until Friday, and then it's Friday with lower volume. So I don't see the market really picking back up to where we were until Wednesday, Monday or Tuesday of next week. Liquidations are liquidation. It's like clearing the field. You cleared all the field. It is what it is. See, back to the 21-day moving average, just kind of what we're looking at here on the 15, how you expect it to play out over time. And every assets do this. They do the same thing over and over again. I see it, the repetition of the cycle, the repetition of the algo. It does it on the Dow Jones. It does it on Bitcoin. It does it on the NASDAQ. It doesn't, I see it all the time. Look at the S&P future, right? Let's talk about S&P right now. As this thing continues to make all-time highs, as we suggested it would, which is insanity, to break out the rising wedge. And now you're looking, it's either going to continue up or make some type of flag here and slow down. And you can look for like 6 or 7 days of a flag before we get the bigger pump to the upside here for Bitcoin. Right? So Bitcoin comes back up. This goes sideways, and they could maybe possibly pump together the S&P. But I see sideways action for the S&P here, as well as Bitcoin struggling at the same time. And you can see this thing was pumping while Bitcoin was dumping too. So their money is flowing into risk on assets. It's just waiting its turn to pick which one, which is kind of crazy, right? But the S&P continuing to pump. I see 69 and then 72.70. This thing is on a roll. Same as the NASDAQ. The S&P futures, right? We gave you this daily flag. And there you go. Even profit taking could be possible here after this huge pump. But I see it catching back up to the 21 yet again. And then we just continue on this move further to the upside and hit my target up there at about 26.5 for the NASDAQ, the NQ. Says we can get there somewhere by the end of October. So it's getting crazy. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I would greatly appreciate it. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you so much. And I'm here on Twitter every single day, posting stuff about the charts, posting stuff that I see, giving you a bigger outlook too at the beginning of the day. You're always going to get stuff like this, my gratitude posts, and massive Bitcoin news for the White House rumored for tomorrow. That was yesterday. So where's the news? I see Bitcoin responding right now out of nowhere. We're getting a bit of a pump here. Could this be the news here? I'm expecting this 1 hour flag to pump so hard today to the 200 moving average. This is why I'm long. I'm speculating that this thing is going to rip up so hard and I'm not going to get stopped out. We're going to get this higher low pump all the way back up to about 1,500. And I'm going to be able to sell and post the gains to the group and say, we did it again, everybody. Sammy, the everyday hitter, quitter, never hitter, the everyday quitter, the never quitter, everyday hitter. Sorry. Sammy, the never quitter, everyday hitter to the upside here at 115,365. And remember, now less people on the live stream, less people paying attention to crypto. People got liquidated. I look at the live stream, right? We had 1,800 people last week, now back to 1,300. Why? Because people want to be hand-fed gains. They can't handle it taking too long. They want it when they want it. It's not going to happen that way. It's going to happen to the people that are able to hang out and push through the hard times. I live stream through the discipline, through the up, through the downs. It does not matter. We keep pushing. When we make this gain and this thing pumps up, and we nailed this trade, it's because we didn't stop. And people are going to say, oh, no, he did it again, whatever excuses they want to make because they didn't hit the game. Consistency makes people make excuses when they don't want to be consistent. You're going to hear rumors about me, people run their mouth, of course, because I'm here every day. If I wasn't here every day, they wouldn't be able to say anything about me. They wouldn't even know who I was. So remember, if you show up every single day, they will talk about you. They will run their mouth, but they won't be able to touch your consistency. So it won't matter. The only thing they're going to talk about is how consistent you are. At the end of the day, they're just going to be a billboard for you and how much you show up every single day. Remember that. So fear not and stress not about any criticism. The only criticism will exemplify the fact that you never stop. And that's all that matters. Let's get those likes up to the watchers so we get more watchers here. We should have 1,000, 2,000 people here on the stream. No reason we should be going down. We should be going all the way to the upside here. And the second I said that, I see his pump with 30 more watchers immediately. Let's get those likes up to the watchers. 422 likes. Let's get 1,000 likes here. Let's get it moving. Blessings to everybody out here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you for being here. Okay. And we got super chats coming in too that we're going to break down for you. FARTCOIN, Aptos, and AERO. More rate kits coming simultaneously this year. Big pump coming soon. It looks like we're going to get a double cut at one point. And my humblest of opinions. And I don't know what Trump's saying right now. Is he saying something bullish? Is the White House news coming out? What is up with this news? Ripple right now. Trending on Twitter, on X.com. And, Brad Garlinghouse has a tweet here. He says, very excited to share BlackRock's build in VanEck Us versus V-Bill tokenized fund holders can redeem shares for RLUSD, ETH, 24/7, 365 through Securitize, and soon to come RLUSD and XRPL. Enterprise-grade instant on-chain liquidity at your fingertips. That's real utility, 100%. Brad Garlinghouse, cross-border payments move into the trillions. Yet SWIFT, a system designed over a decade ago, still dominates. It's time to bring global finance into the modern era. 100%. He's fighting the SWIFT system. Ripple wants that SWIFT money. Someone's got to give it to him. And congratulations, Brad Garlinghouse got married, I believe, this weekend. All right. Wow, and he has an estimated worth of $10 billion. Celebrated his wedding in Tiramisu at a hotel. Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. Anyway, so 10 billion, right? Ripple made him a billionaire for sure. Anyway, we can see something's brewing, but I'm not getting the news that we thought we were getting. I don't see any crazy news here. We'll see. Was it an announcement of an announcement? Which I'm sick of, right? Let's take a look at that total market cap in all of cryptocurrency with that higher low. Is it sticking in? No, so even that had the shoulder bounce back to the bottom of the channel. And you can say it's just range bound. It's going back to the bottom of the range. And I'd say, okay, that's great. I'm with you. But like shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we're either about to get a black swan. We're either about to get a black swan or we're going to save the day. It's insane. We're about to get a black swan where this starts to dump. And we could dump all the way back down here to 2.5 trillion. These altcoins could take a hit like you wouldn't believe. Or this is the last chance to buy a cheaper price before we bounce. We get tight and we take off. Insane, right? I mean, this has been the hardest rally. You have to have guts of steel to stay in this rally. Just like today with this bounce back to 12.8. I got faith this thing's going to moon. I'm still on the long. I got my stop loss. And again, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, but I like trading patterns. And I mean, if we take a look at this, that's a shoulder. That's a head. That's a bit of a shoulder. This is a cup and handle. Savvy cup and handle to the upside. Savvy cup and handy to the upside, right? Every single day here on the channel. Remember that? So funny, man. We've evolved so much over time here on the channel. Changed the way you thought about yourself in space and time. We're time travelers here, man. We're changing our reality one moment at a time. Trump's teleprompter broke before he went live. So maybe he misspeaking about, you guys are crazy. Black Swan to 98K, please, right? What does the bot say? Interesting. The bot, thank you for asking about the bot. So the bot bought here at 115. So the bot bought here at 115, 185. Then it sold the top at 117.7. Then it bought here, thinking we could have got a bounce. Then it bought here, and then it bought the exact bottom again at 11,005. So it bought the 11,500 dip. And now the bot has to get back to profit at 116,350. That would be where it would likely like to get out of the trade in massive gains. So it has 1 order, 2 order, 3 orders now. 3 big orders, a $30,000, a $15,000, and a $22,000 order in total. So at a $65,000 order, I think at 3x it trades at, so it's about a $180,000 order for Bitcoin. That would be a nice play if we get the pump back to the upside for the bot. And I got about $160,000 in the bot. It makes about, last time it made about $1,300 on about 150, 158. So that was a little under 1%, right? And so it tends to make 1% a trade, which is great for me. It's about a little over $1,000 a trade, and I'm super excited about that. So I'm looking for the bot to do the same thing here. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, that higher low to the upside. And the bot has bought right down here. You're going to have access to the bot. I'm not just going to dangle it in front of you and not let you play with it. If you also want the bot, it is expensive. I do get a commission, but hit the link to find out more. If you hit this link, it'll take you to this page where you can schedule a call with the team, and they'll teach you how to use the bot. I didn't make the bot. It's not my proprietary software, but I sat with the team. I used it for over 6-7 months before I told anybody about it. I back tested it, used it a lot, tweaked it, made it more risky, less risky, put less money, more money, and eventually sat with $100,000 in it and watched it make 30% in a year, under a year really, and now it's continuing to cook. So continue to watch this bot. This thing is banging on them to the upside. I like what I'm seeing here for the bot. Total market cap. Must get the bounce. It's almost like this is it. And I said that right here, and we did get the bounce. And I'm saying it right here again. Same story, morning glory after that nasty dip. Is that going to create the bounce? I mean, look at us getting this bounce now back to 112.9. And I see 114. Like, this thing looks like it's going to go all the way to 114,000. And I'm going to be able to sell my long trade. I long Tuesday nights into Tuesday morning. I long Tuesday morning. This thing is back in action here, up 6%. I told you I'm the king of 3%. Nobody makes 3% more than me over here. Nobody. Explosions. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to Weeks. God bless everybody that trades Weeks in the Weeks community. I appreciate it, and I thank you so much. And shout out to the Weeks partnership. We love you. We thank you guys in the constant dedication to the traders on the exchange. What's up, Jamal? Fresh out the shower, Antonio, my man. God is love, 528, my man. The bot doesn't use stop losses. It just mitigates itself further in. If the bot had a stop loss, it would likely get stopped out. The bot finds ways to find its way out of every single trade. It's amazing. Yeah, it's unbelievable what it does. So right now, this is back above the 8-hour 200 moving average. As long as we stay above this, we're going to pump back up. So this is an omen. This is kind of front-running Bitcoin right now, because people are front-running altcoins. So this is an omen. This is going to come right back to the upside. I expect this to come up. I pray for life advice with host Mr. Sammy. You know, I have some really good advice today. I was working on things I wanted to say during the show, and I have a few things that I wanted to mention. You know, successful and unsuccessful people. What's the difference? Successful and unsuccessful traders. We'll put success here. We'll put unsuccessful here. We'll draw a line, and we'll make a table. What are successful people and or traders? And again, if you're successful at one thing, it's likely you'll be successful at other things. Say you work out and you don't miss a day of working out and you're very disciplined. It's very likely that's going to carry forward to your trading, and you're going to be a more disciplined trader. Say you're someone who says you're going to work out, but you miss workouts all the time and you really don't push yourself. Very likely you're going to be the same in your trading. So that's why I teach people to work out first, because if I can get you to work out and start doing something right every single day, I can get you to start trading correctly too as well. It's going to, because everything you do is a representation of everything you do. If you do something with lack of detail and a little bit of slack, then you're going to do almost something else with lack of detail and a little bit of slack. No matter what, it carries over, no matter what your behavior is. Like if I'm sloppy on this live, I'll be sloppy on my workout. If I'm hardcore on my workout, I'll be hardcore on this live stream. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a hardcore workout to me helps me. And I got hit by the golf ball for 8 days. I decided I didn't have to work out. And I got into a mental rut. I started questioning myself, getting in my head. Today I worked out. I realized why I do it. It set me straight. I feel amazing. I got to hydrate, right? I'm drinking my water. I'm feeling good. And I'm just more on point because of that workout. My brain is more in tune to help you. Anyway, so successful and unsuccessful people. A successful person looks at themselves like a company or a building, right? Like my body is a building. Where my body goes, who my body talks to, and who, if say my body's a building, and when you meet people, it's like them coming in the building. You know what I mean? And so when people come into your space and talk to you, who are you letting in the building? Do you just let anybody in the front door? Or do you have high security at the front door? You know what I mean? Who do you let inside? I have a lot, I have a lot of people that use that look up to me and need my time. So if I wasted my time with random people, it would almost be disrespectful to the trading group, right? Because we have people that are paying for my time. So I guard my time heavily, and I don't hang out with anybody. If you're hanging out with me, it's because I've firmly thought about why you're in my life, and I believe you could bring some type of positive energy, attribution, or I can do the same to you. Whether I'm either helping someone or giving, or they're doing the same for me, or we have some type of symmetry between each other where we're both learning from each other. You see? So an unsuccessful person is not treating themselves like a business or a building. They're letting anybody in. Anybody can come and go. They're going to the bar room, talking to this person, talking to that person. Their standards of who they hang out with is quite low. They don't have high standards. And so you're the culmination of the 5 people you hang out with. Who do you think is going to have higher standard people? And then fine, there might be times where you're alone, where there's not tons of people around. That's fine. I'd rather be alone, working on my progression, bringing in the right people to my life later on, than hanging out with the wrong people, attracting the wrong movement into my life, right? So it's very important that we treat ourselves like a business, like a building. We want to be very hard on ourselves with who we let in that building. And then we don't know, are you treating yourself like a business? How many hours of work do we do? What are we looking for? Do we have a goal? Do we have a strategy? Have you picked a destination? Do we even have any idea where we're going and why we're going there? I want to make money in trading. No, I want to make $300,000 by next year. Write down a realistic goal that makes sense to you. I want to make $300,000 by this time next year. Put that under your pillow. Start listening to affirmation videos every single night right before you go to bed. So your subconscious and your conscious mind start to blend. So you can lie to yourself and tell yourself it's happened already. Once you tell yourself you've already made the money, the universe will bend to make it happen. You see? It's called bending time and space. Successful people are bending time and space with their subconscious mind. I'm telling the subconscious what has already happened to me. And I'm believing in that it's happened. And then because I believe it's already happened, it does happen to me. And then the law of detachment, I say it's going, like I'm going to make $100 million in this life, and then I'm going to hit $1 billion. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen. Now, I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. Like when I said I was going to be a millionaire, I didn't know how that was going to happen. How many people here are going to be a billionaire in their lifetime? How many people believe that there's an opportunity for them to hit $1 billion? I believe everybody here in this chat has an opportunity because you're in cryptocurrency. You might make a big move here in the next big bull run, and then you might be able to VC. You might find the next big thing that you throw a little bit of money in. You might be able to 100x and 10x. Something big is coming to you. So put a 333 if you believe. I'm going to write it in right now. I'm going to write 333. I believe. Put a 333 if you believe that you can make $1 billion in this lifetime, or just whatever, a high amount of success that's possible for you. It's going to happen for you. You just got to believe in it. If you don't believe it's going to happen, then it's not. The power of your mind is everything right now. And I'm teaching you, we're doing an exercise right now with the brain. Right now, if deep inside you don't believe in me and you think, man, he's not going to hit $1 billion, you don't believe in yourself. That's you. See, if you don't believe in what I'm saying, that means you don't believe in what you're saying. Understand? But if you say, you know what, Sam, there's an opportunity Sam could hit $1 billion. There's an opportunity I could hit $1 billion. Look at all these 333s. Look at all these people that believe on this channel. We have 1,500 beautiful souls watching, 1,600 beautiful souls. And there's so many people here that believe they can make it all the way to the top. And again, it's not about money. I want to be a money hungry billionaire. No. It's just, these are just higher levels in life that seem unachievable to the average person. So I want to achieve them. I want to see where we can go, right? If your dreams and goals don't make people laugh, then they're just not big enough. They're just not big enough. It's already done. I already made it, right? I already hit $1 billion. I'm already thinking of how I can help others with that $1 billion. What am I going to do with it? Travel the world, be able to fly private jets and be able to go where you want, when you want, without having to think about it. I don't have to sit there. You know, you just make a quick phone call. You don't have to call and make plans. You don't have to buy, you know, buy your plane tickets. Someone says, I'm rich spiritually. At night before you go to sleep, think about what you desire and ask yourself, how did I manage to get it? Whatever it is. How did I manage? Yeah, I like that he said that. Make $1 billion, give it away for charity, and make it all back. Well, once you can make $1 billion, your high frequency will be so high, you'll be able to generate wealth no matter what you do. You'll be Midas, you know, the golden touch. So you'll realize that your frequency was the wealth all along. See, we all think we had to go outside to get rich. We had to find the right business partner, find the right thing, but we had to go inside to change our frequency to get rich. We had to believe we deserve it. Once we believe we deserve it, it's going to come to us. So I want to see Total stay above this 8-hour 200 moving average. This is very, very important. If Total can stay above that 8-hour 200, we're in good shape here for a move further to the upside. Same thing here. We're getting sun. We got to get back above that 200 moving average. And then it's this flag too again on the 1 hour, right? So remember, we started the channel at the beginning of the day here at 113,100. Shout out to Crypto Cash in the house, man. Thinking about you every day. I got your Bitcoin flag behind me, the alpaca flag. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the super chats. We have FARTCOIN, Aptos, and AERO. And let's take a look at people that have super chat today with the fan funding. Wow, we have Michael P. Thank you. God bless you, Michael. Have no stress, man. She wasn't meant for you anyway, buddy. You're on your way to something beautiful and new. Mexi chart for ASTER on TV is not working. Thank you for saying that. What's your thought on Aptos? Worth investigating now. It's okay. It's, you know, it has TVL. It can move. It's got utility. I could see it bump. Can you look at AERO? We'll take a look at AERO. Yep. 99 is more than Sam giving signals. The community strives to share and learn from each other to grow our mind, soul, and wallet. God bless. Thank you. Can you check AERO? I think it's a good time to buy. We'll take a look at AERO. Thank you. We have 2 AERO TAs there. Alan, thank you. The community is the best out there. God bless all the lifers in the 99. Good things are coming. Milligan's Travels, we love you. Positive energy is amazing. Underground Crypto, we're at 113,000. Back in the move. Let's go. 11%. Pump all the way to that 200. I see a move coming. I'm long, baby, long. He's long, baby, long. Let's go. Let's go. I believe we can do this. I believe we can pump. But what I believe doesn't matter, does it? No, not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. I was just in the middle of something. We were ripping through those super chat. Oh yeah, we were going through the fan funding here. Just want to say thank you to everyone that hit 1,000 subs. God bless you, Underground Crypto. We love you for that. Keep going, brother. Check out Lighter on Crypto Rank. Yeah, no, you're on point, man. Lighter's hot. It's funny, I didn't even see this, and we were talking about Lighter. Lighter's going to be big, and I saw someone tweet about it. Write Lighter down. I think it's going to be the next one. It's going to run on this same narrative here. We get a nice 5, 6, 7X or something could come out of Lighter. Hello, Sam. Can you please find out where can we buy Lighter? Can you make a video about it tonight? And you can segue off what I'm talking about. We can be like a tag team type of channel here, and people will run to you to find out more about Lighter. HANA is an interesting one. Hasn't launched yet. I know, right? That's on my radar, too. Hello, Mr. Sam. Can you please check FARTCOIN again? Thank you. We'll take a look at that. Shout out to Jaden from the Discord. I pray for life advice. We got you, brother. We love you. Make $1 billion. Give it away for charity. We love you, too. Thank you, Mr. J. So shout out to everyone that just gave a super chat here. We love you. And we got AERO. We got FARTCOIN. And we have FARTCOIN, AERO, and I think there was one other one, and Aptos, right? So let's take a look here. Sideways all day, but it's looking like we're going to get the pump. We found the bottom here on the bullish divvy. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, higher low. I expect this to break through the higher high, which it kind of is right now. This candle is above this candle right now. It's got to crush the wicks, but a nice little pump here for Bitcoin. Can we get back to 114,000? Can we fight off the bears here? And can Sammy win again on calling the bot? I don't know how I do it, but I just wait and I call bottoms. I just wait all day and I call the bottom. Pretty awesome. So I like AERO here. It's inside this beautiful cup and handle. You see it? And then I even see this is kind of a cup and handle. And I see it bouncing with the double bottom. Previous support is resistance. Only a matter of time. And to me, that looks like a win-win right there for AERO. And that's basically a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio with a stop loss below 83 cents for AERO drones. So I like what I'm seeing for AERO, and it looks like a big move is coming for AERO. And every time we've seen one of these, like last time we had one of these, we got the huge pump. I see AERO going for more, back to the top of that range there, 272. Aerodrome. And thank you for the Aerodrome super chats. Let's take a look at Aptos. See what's happening to Aptos here. Aptos USDT on weeks, or Aptos USD. Oh yeah, it's APT. Sorry, I'm like I know this coin. Why isn't it coming up? And let me just double check too. $433, and again, it looks just like Bitcoin. You see, it came back down. Now it's in the flag, and you would expect to pump. Like if Bitcoin pumps, Aptos is going to pump. So if you get the pump for Bitcoin, you can take advantage of the whole market. It's just how Bitcoin runs. You see how this is a shadow of Bitcoin? If Bitcoin does the dip, it'll dip. They stop hunt Bitcoin, they'll stop hunt Aptos. But that does look like it's going to pump up to 450. Nothing too crazy, but it looks more bullish than bearish. And I just want to make sure that the other Mexi trade is right. Yeah, it is. Okay. I mean, that does look like it's starting to get a bit bullish here. $433 on the 33. And you got to get above that resistance at 436. Once you do that, the retest, and then, I mean, it will struggle a little bit 447, but then boom. It magnetizes up to that POC at 461. Cup and handle. There's the higher low in the set, coming for the higher high. That's healthy. That's the aggressive entry that you're looking for. And wow, Bitcoin's been sideways the entire show. Can you believe it? There's just like, we're not going to move it for you, Sammy. We're going to keep it flat from 7 in the morning. It's been the same price basically since it's been between 12.7 and 13.1, mainly between 12.7 and 12.9. From 7 in the morning all the way to 11. 5 hours of sideways price action. You know what that does to a trader? That's like I went out, I got my surfboard, I got ready to go surfing, I got all excited, I got to the beach, it's all ready to go, and then just no waves. Nothing. No movement, no waves, no, just not giving me that love. And I'm saying enough is enough. Give me the love, baby. Give me the love. Just give me the light and pass the door. Making me think of that track. So follow me at x.com. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm here every single day giving data, information, and free value. Okay? What is the White House saying? What is the White House saying? And look, ASTER on business. So look, you got ASTER here again. And you just kind of take a look. ASTER DEX launches 300x leverage perpetual futures for Hyperliquid's Hype token. Oh my God. ASTER DEX introduces perpetual futures for Hyperliquid's token. It's crazy, right? I promise ASTER makes new all-time high. I don't brighten up somebody's day, right? And bang. Wow, you got 4 million in I'm officially an ASTER millionaire. As I promised, I want to change someone's life. Giving away, wow. I mean, ASTER did damage for a lot of people. Unbelievable, right? And you can see ASTERs everywhere. That's why I'm on Twitter, always paying attention. And some people think this is going to destroy Hyperliquid. I think it just adds to Hyperliquid over time. A lot of people still like to trade where they trade, right? When you bought ASTER under 3 cents with your last, I know, right? You got the little kitten just hanging. Look at that kitten hanging on. That's so cool, right? So, I mean, this is it. I mean, we were on this weekend, though. Unbelievable. So cool. And someone gave us that Apex. They told us about it on the live stream. This live stream produces so much information. It's amazing. If I show you how many messages I had, it's insane. Everyone's like, hey, liver, hey, liver, hey, liver, hey, liver. Whatever it is, what it is, I'm online every day, right? I created that reality, so I get it. So I've given you Bitcoin in a nutshell. I'm long. I'm looking for us to get to this liquidity to 114,000 and beyond, and to shock these shorts. and get us the move. And Bookmap does suggest the closest area is up there. We have so much liquidations above us. All right. Remember yesterday I talked about the Halloween effect. I kind of wanted to broaden your horizons here. The Halloween strategy, backtest performance. We're backtesting the SPY and ETF that tracks the S&P 500 from its inception until 1993 until today. The equity curve looks like this. Amazing, right? Starting with an initial equity of 100,000, you would end up with 510 USD after 30 years. No way. The strategy gives you an annual return of 5.5% while being invested only 44% of the time, compared to the buy and hold statistics for the same ticker in the same time. Halloween strategy underperformed. Buy and hold is 7.69%. However, there's a good result for such simple strategy, ending with risk adjusted. The Halloween effect is presented by buying in, basically buying in Halloween and selling in May over and over again. Okay. It indicates there is indeed a Halloween effect in trading. Stocks tend to perform significantly better from November to April than during the rest of the year, as supported by historical data. The Halloween effect is a seasonal anomaly in finance that suggests stock prices tend to rise more during the winter months, November through April, compared to the summer months. It's a market timing theory based on historical stock market. I've been doing this now for 7-8 years straight, like doing whole year cycles. Right? Even before I was in a trading for 4 years before I started my channel. So really about 9 years I've been trading straight, through the summer and back around and in the whole cycle. And I make so much, we get huge pumps. Definitely October, November, December too. It's where the most of the money comes in. The Halloween is the annual celebrate, so the Halloween effect, and that's just something that takes place in trading that you'll learn about. Interesting times, right? Remember about quad witching, that will come December, the third Friday in December. We'll have quad witching, just like we had the third Friday in September, right? On the quarterly months that end the quarter, the third Friday in that quarterly month, we will, the third Friday of the month that ends the quarter, we end up having that craziness, right? So multiple expirations all at the same time. Options, trading, futures, perpetual. Look, that's a rounded bottom. Rounded bottoms do pay the bills. This is how we used to accumulate. 1, 2, 3. It says you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 more times possibly to accumulate on the rounded uptrend, and then that will be it. It'll go right back to the top of this level here at about 15. I don't know if it makes an all-time high. It might just be able to get back to the top of the range again, and that's it. So whatever reason, Bitcoin doesn't have the liquidity. We don't have the liquidity yet just to get this drive up. But there's a chance that later on in the afternoon we do for whatever reason. Someone's got some money tied up. When that money comes through, boom, boom, boom. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. I wanted it at 39. I don't think we ever got down there. 43 is the lowest in almost into the shaded region. I mean, it does tell me it's an okay time to buy some BTC, right? It ain't bad. It could be better though, right? So. Funny, do you have SegWit Bitcoin? And if you do, does it matter? Do you know what I'm talking about? Does anyone still have a SegWit Bitcoin? If you bought Bitcoin in 2017, you have Bitcoin on what's called a SegWit account. Pre-SegWit or whatever. And does that matter? Does SegWit Bitcoin have a problem? Do you have to transform it back to unsegwit? Or do you want to keep it as SegWit? These are answers these are questions I don't have the answer to. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anybody out there could help me out with this idea? SEG WIT. Anyone have SegWit Bitcoin out there? Anybody? Of course, only me. I have SegWit Bitcoin. Does it matter if we have it? Does that matter? Does it do anything? Do you have to, we'll be able to use it in the future? Does it get obsolete? I just get nervous. You know what I mean? I do. I have Bitcoin from 2000. So wow, we have some SegWit Bitcoin people here. Unbelievable. You people are OGs. Someone says it's I sold mine and rebought, right? I'll never tell, master friend, I love you. SegWit is fine, thank you. Maybe you don't have the answer because you're looking at candle patterns and 19 instead of liquidity and order block and smart money. You're so funny, man. I love you, bro. This guy's so stupid. What I'm telling you, look. You just said smart money concepts, right? What Smart Money Concepts is going to show you is the order blocks up here. That's the VRVP, man. The VRVP shows you the order blocks. Order blocks are support and resistance. your ICT strategies are derived from the 1985 support of resistance levels. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, it's all good. I don't really have to prove anything anymore. I'm super happy with the way the strategy works and how many people I can help with it. That's all I know. I stay in my little pocket. If I even start to, argue with you, I'm going to waste time in my mental brain that I don't have. So I got to give it to the people that need it. But God bless you. I love you. Can we take a look at ETH, the trade from last week? Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I'm still in the ETH trade from last week. I never got out of it. It's underwater big time, but I'm going to hold it until I win it. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Yeah, so if you were looking at the ETH trade from last week, we were watching that pennant on the daily, right? And we were watching this. And I wanted to see that get tight. And it did a shoulder, head, right shoulder, and took the dump, right? And it's funny, every time I trade ETH, it dumps. And even Muck was like, it's on the way down, like that thing's horrible. And he was pretty right, So now you're looking, support or resistance, right? Previous resistance becomes support. You would suggest that we get a bounce here. Same thing with Bitcoin attempting to bounce. So if Bitcoin gets, look, we're back at 112,850. This has been the most annoying day to trade. But again, I'm just sitting on if you're trying to trade the small time frames today, you're probably going to get wrecked. It's going to vex you. Look, I'm not doing my daily. I know when to trade the 1 minute. I know when we have heavy liquidity. The week after a massive liquidation, you're not going to get the movement and price action that you get. All right? It's just not going to happen. See, that guy talked about ICT and order blocks, right? Let me explain something. If I can blow your mind. Are you ready? I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to say this really fast. It's going to happen so fast because I'm going to go through hyper explanations because that's how my mind works when ICT is made up of using liquidity bars, movement, and time and space. So look, whenever you see a big liquidity move up and then you'll have a candle here and a candle here and you'll see a gap, right? They call that a fair value gap. This will also be complying into an order block, all right? So ICT talks about liquidity grabs based on where you can see a large ordering of the block. What is an order block? What does it mean? It's a block of orders, right? Reverse engineer what we're saying. People will say order block. A block of orders is where support or resistance lies. Let's go back into the future or back into the past really quick on any asset in the world. Let's take a look at this right here, okay? Looking to the left on Aptos. We clearly see that we bounced here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. That is going to be your order block. That makes perfect sense. The VRVP will put an order block there. You don't need to use order blocks or ICT to find the order block because it's going to be the same place as the support or resistance. Why? Well, in the past, like 10 or 5, let's say 2 or 3 years ago, anyone who was trading ICT would have seen the order blocks. They then would have taken profits on those order blocks, would have created consolidation at these orders. Whether you traded order blocks, support or resistance, or the VRVP, or even Fibonacci, you would have aligned yourself pretty similar to the same areas. Why? I've traded order blocks in ICT. I've traded only Fibonacci. I've traded only support or resistance. See, ICT traders, a lot of them only started trading ICT. They've traded ICT for 4 to 5 years. It took them that long to figure it out because it's that hard. Okay? So now they have 5 years of ICT, but they haven't done support or resistance like me. They haven't done Fib like me. They haven't done the moving averages like me. See, I'm lucky enough to have dabbled in things, and I've spent probably about 2.5 years on ICT, and I've taken it in. And I'm not saying I'm a master at it, but I understand exactly what ICT people are doing. I know exactly what Fibonacci traders are doing. I know what support or resistance traders are doing, and I've layered it all. And I can teach you how to damage any single market and damage any single trade. I can teach you how to trade Forex, and it's all overlapping. I don't care what your strategy is. It's based on momentum. ICT finds order blocks because that's where the momentum comes in. When momentum indicator shows you where money's coming in, how do you find an order block? What is an order block? It's where there's tons of orders on the block. What does that mean? Where people are buying and selling. How do people buy and sell if they don't come in with the money? So people's emotions to come in shows you where the order block is created. How do you find creations of order blocks? You find momentum, right? People want to jump on in. The momentum indicator, the stochastic RSI, tells me before people are coming in. It curves and starts to tell me where the block is going to be formed. I can actually see the order blocks before they get formed. You're trading something that's already been created. I'm trading things that are about to get created. My trading style is based off quantum theory. I'm seeing it happen as it happens beforehand. That's why everyone says, wait for the volume. I don't need volume. Now, I also know in time and space, what I did steal from ICT is when to trade. I know to trade Monday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night, right? That's something I did take those concepts because it talks about liquidity. If you're going to have the order block, you better find out when the liquidity is moving the fastest. So I'll probably explain this again at another time in my life. And God bless everyone, no matter how you trade. I don't care if you trade ICT, Fibonacci, Elliott wave theory. As long as you stick to that theory and you keep at it, you're going to be somewhat profitable. I think there's easier ways to teach somebody that's confused to get a mind that's scrambled because I knew what it was like to have a scrambled mind. I think my true gift is unscrambling people's minds. Not teaching, all the different concepts. It's really unscrambling the mind. I believe the way I teach helps you unscramble the mind using one moving into, the 200 moving average, seeing how when we get above it, there's going to be obvious movement. So once you layer multiple people's way of trading on top of each other, you're going to see it's the same way of trading. They're just all looking at it differently. Okay. I think I'm done there. All right. XRP, please. Why is it dumping, Kurt? All right. Just joined the 99 this week. Loving it so far. Should have done it sooner. Can you take a look at Lombard? All right. Can you look at Trump coin, please, brother? And is this from yesterday or is this is today, right? I think this was, no, this is, yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, this is today. We're just struggling here. I pray for life. Yeah. Make $1 billion, give it away. Yeah. Please have a look at ETH trade from last week. Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's get back to the ETH trade. I just went off because it's so funny. People that don't know what I know and haven't seen the market. I've been in the market 20 years, man. I've seen every single cons. I know all the different things people are doing. You see what I'm saying? Like I can break down ICT in a bit of a nutshell for you. All right. The weekly candle goes up and down. All right. It has a wick. A green weekly candle, look at 90% of them. They're going to have a wick down first before they start a big move to the upside. So you set your highs and lows from the previous weeks. You look at your blocks and you look for the weekly to come down. And you basically trade the low weekly. And you try to find the low bottom of the week. Either you catch it or you don't, and then you move on. You could trade once a week doing this, right? Same thing. If it comes up, you short the weekly candle when it comes up into the wick. So you're basically looking for these longs and shorts based off the order blocks of previous moments. You know what I mean? Now you could do this to the daily. You could do this to multiple candles. You could do it, and you can also do it on the 1 minute and see, okay, this is when we should get a bounce. Again, it's deeper than that, but it's based on understanding how the candle works in the weekly. Then you zoom into smaller time frames. All right. And again, I'm not going to say I'm an expert at it, but it's about understanding space and time with the candle bodies, right? All you really need is to watch candle bodies and know your space and time. It's not that, you know what I mean? But it's more difficult. Everything seems perfect until you really do it every day. So we're looking for ETH to bounce and make some type of inverted look, shoulder, head and shoulder here and get tight. Still bullish on Ethereum. Too many people were, putting it on the balance sheet. We saw too many companies buying Ethereum. And so that only makes sense, that there's just a lot of buy pressure for ETH right now. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Did what I say make sense to anybody? Or was it over everybody's head here? So we're going to look at Bard. We're going to look at Trump coin. All right. And we're going to get back into the live chat too as well. If the market is a mirror image of the collective subconscious of people, you can trade your mind to be in tune with the subconscious frequency. The market feeds you through TA and your intuition. 100%. Imagine getting in an argument with Sammy. Sammy took the pre-workout this morning. Dan Sammy's 8th in a row. I asked you about Token 5 for a Floki team. Maybe this time. See, someone's. Let's look at FARTCOIN, XRP, Bard, HANA, and Trump. Interesting. So let's take a look at XRP. Why is it XRP dumping, somebody asked? Sad, right? Look, it lost this trend line. Yeah, someone could say it's still in the trend line. You know what I mean? It's just taking its time. I'm okay with that. Higher lows. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of XRP and the whole, you know what I mean? It's going to be the biggest. I have some because you never know. Right? And I just keep a bag. I've had it for so long. I sold, remember I sold that top 286 that time? I bought back with the dip. And now we're just, I'm looking for it to get to 690 over time. I don't know. That looks kind of head and shouldery. Gotta be honest, it doesn't look amazing to me. But as long as it stays above the daily 200 moving average, I have faith it'll bounce. It always does. It always looks sloppy. It never moves perfectly. Like here it bounced out of a descending triangle. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, most channels are in a nice flag or, so XRP tends to get really nasty with the TA. It never looks beautiful, but use the moving averages. If you lose the 200 on the daily, as long as we stay above, look, previous support is resistance right there, and we're above the daily 200 moving average, that could actually be a great place to buy. And right now, I even have a long on it right there. So entry here, stop loss below the daily 200 moving average. You don't have to risk a lot, and that's a 7-to-1 risk-reward ratio back to 691, right? So I'm more bullish than bearish as long as we stay above that. Yeah. Vagus Claus a type of dude to go to the supermarket and buy a pack of bacon after he won his trade so he can say he brought home the bacon. That's actually pretty funny, bro. Like, it's not supposed to be that funny, but it is. Things that you say by yourself aren't that funny, but if you say them in front of a crowd with enough of a sound effect, they're funny. You know what I mean? Like, the other day I said I own turtles. It wasn't funny, but I said I like a turtle. Like, no, you're like, I like yellow birds. I like pink flamingos. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. Anyway, you can say almost anything and make it and make people laugh. It's creepy how it works like that. Then after it goes crazy, it dumps all the way back down to where it started. Yeah. Get your helmets on. It fakes everyone out. But when it does, it goes crazy. That's XRP. Yeah. So let's take a look at FARTCOIN and BOD. Bad. I'm losing my Boston accent. I can barely say bad the right way. Bad. So FARTCOIN, it was doing damage from that bottom, right? And it was one of the few coins from when we had that bearish time from 30 cents and it went to a high of 181. Then it consolidated. It looked like it would bounce off this channel. It did not. It went sideways into the downside. And you know what happened was utility took over. So it was altcoins, and meme coins. And then when the market came back, like, you know, AVAX wasn't really pumping. You know, we didn't have a lot of movement in the DEXs. And then now it's like people are like, why would I buy something like this when ASTER has real utility and can pump? And it's nice to see utility coming back into the market. And so when you're stuck on memes and you convince yourself that a meme is the one day there's going to be something with absolute utility and your meme's just going to dump to zero. And you're going to wonder, but it was so hot. Like it followed TA, but only for so long. I mean, it's below the daily 200 moving average. Whenever I've seen that, that is a bearish move, right? So at that point, you would pull a fib, see if it can bounce off the 786 and, you know, maybe possibly get back into good graces here. But it's definitely now going to take way longer. And I've never been a true fan of FARTCOIN. They swing traded here and there, but I don't hold any. Launched our new token TMX USD for our decentralized leverage trading exchange on MEXC. Weeks in Big X. Check it out. Shout out to Brian Rhodes. God bless you, man. Brian Rhodes. Why does that? Brian Rhodes, yeah. My man, thanks for the laughs effects. Anytime, man. Shout out to Rocket Man. Dude, he's not lying. My memes dump hard. Yeah. Aster Eco CC. I don't care if the CC by manipulation. He builds things. Dude, he built one of the greatest exchanges in the world. That's manipulation. You know what I mean? Now he's building a decentralized exchange. And that's manipulation now just because it pumps so hard? I don't think so. I rock with CZ, man. Always been a fan. I was on Binance back in the day. Always been a fan of CZ. He built the space, basically. You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for that dude, man. People criticize what probably got them there in the first place. They just don't even know from the repercussions. You know what I mean? It's like riding the ripple of a little, like a, you know, you're riding the wave of a ripple, and you're saying, and you're criticizing the rock that created the ripple. Let's take a look at BAD. You know, Bard's been beat to the ground. But then it looked like it was going to pump, man. We talked about Bard. Wow, look what Bard did, man. And we went over it in the trading group. Remember? The double bottom here for Bard. Unbelievable. That's just insane. And I went over how much I like Bard. I talked about it. I said, watch Bard double bottom here for BAD. For BAD. For BAD. Who wants some BAD? BAD. And I remember putting out this double bottom for Bard and drawing it up there. Insane. That's insane what happened there. I lost money on my. You guys are crazy, man. Someone's blaming everybody else for their loss. Hopes he gets his. Oh my gosh. Gets his, what the heck? Gets his filled with huge B. Oh my God, man. Well, this guy's crazy. It's so crazy. When people are full of hate, I laugh so hard because I'm just like being full of hate is so bad for you. Like, it doesn't help you. You know, like when I saw those people chanting about the Charlie Kirk thing, you know what I mean? I was like, what? Number one, everyone in that picture looked like a brokey. Like I took a screenshot of the guys that chanted through New York City. I took a screenshot. Every single person in that picture looked like a brokey, man. They never made nothing of themselves. Like, they all had like dirty clothes on and weird rags and like, you know what I mean? Or like, it just was like, come on. Secondly, like, they spent all their night to go out and preach hate, man. Even if that's, I get it if you don't agree with something. But if I don't agree with something, like, if, say, I don't agree with drugs, I'm not going to go out in the street and scream, I hate drugs, I'm going to actually make a youth center, and I'm going to actually buy a bunch of basketballs. Then I'm going to rent a basketball court after school with my own money, and then I'm going to, apply to the city to create some type of after-school program, and I'm going to create a place where kids can go where they don't do drugs. Instead of yelling and screaming about no drugs, I'm going to create an opportunity for kids to go places where there is no drugs. So, like, whenever I see something doing something so constructively bad for themselves, it's ridiculous. Like, that was crazy. Like, and it made me laugh, actually, because I was like, anyone who takes themselves seriously is just going to laugh at this. Like, this was ridiculous. It didn't prove a point. It didn't do anything. I just saw a bunch of brokies walking through Times Square. That's it. You know what I mean? That was it. Like, that's all I saw. You know what I mean? Like, it was so funny. Like, dude, the CZ hate is coming out of no. Why did people hate him so much? It's crazy. You know what I mean? My whole thing is, I'm not bashing freedom of speech. I'm not bashing people speaking their mind. No one has to believe the same idea. I don't want everyone to believe what I believe. It doesn't have to be, we don't have to be minions. All I'm saying is, when you go out of your way to negatively yell and scream, when you could be building, you're a loser. Straight up. Like, that's the definition of a loser. Like, I used to do that when I was a loser. Like, I used to complain about other people. I'd yell and scream online. I'm going to go tell them how I feel. Yeah, I had everything to say to everybody else, but I couldn't clean up my own garden. It's just nuts. You know what I mean? It's like, clean up your own garden before you open your mouth, my dad used to say. Right? If Aster Ruggs, CZ, you guys are so silly, man. So, wow, everybody here hates CZ. It's just so crazy. I didn't know there was that much hate for CZ. I hate you because they ain't you. I know, right? Xmas is coming, and I shouldn't even mention them. It's a waste of my energy, but I do want to teach people life lessons. So, like, please don't spend your time hating on things that aren't good for you. Look at Bard with the double bottom off 95 cents, ripping. And I looked at Bard yesterday, man. I saw that double bottom for Bard. Crazy. We focus. Remember how many times we talked about Bard, too, on the channel? I said, I like Bard. Pay attention to Bard. Lombard. I looked at it. I was like, oh, it's all at the bottom, but that's a double bottom there. I believe if you watch the stream and you go back, you'll see when I talked about Bard on the low there. Aster Dark Pool is the solution for the problem, which is the created to begin with. The price of hating other human beings is loving oneself less. Oh, I love you. I love that, man. He says the price of hating on other human beings is loving oneself less. Yeah, like, when you possess any type of hate for anyone, you possess less love for the world and yourself. Yeah. So Lombard, we're looking for that to go sideways before the pump, but nice move there for Lombard. Let's look at TMX, USDT. Another decentralized exchange. Let's take a look at what that says, what we see about it here on CoinMarketCap. $2.32. I mean, the volume is 180,000. That's really small, right? That's sketchy. There's solid people with integrity vision. Wow. I mean, 20 million only, too. That's interesting. It's on Mexi, but look at the volume right there. 116,000. Like, if I bought 50 grand of it, I'd buy half the coin. You know what I mean? It's a native token powering the Tribe Perpetual, a decentralized derivatives exchange on Ethereum L2, designed for effective, secure, and scalable futures trading. It's the native token of Tribe Perpetual. The platform allows low-cost, fast, and secure trading while giving users full custody of their assets. That's cool. I like that idea. I mean, full custody is awesome. That's how it should have been to begin with. I like this thing, but I can't touch it. The market cap's too damn small for me, right? TMX is very early. Yeah, like, I mean, the very beginning. I guess you could put a G in it and just let it sit and see what happens, right? Shout out to Man Okada. God bless you, brother. Hey, man, you made me laugh my butt out. That was crazy. Let's take a look at HANA, Trump, and Nosana. You got the best of me. HANA, USDT here. Only place I see it is on Poloniex. Crypto.com possibly too. I don't know if this is the same one too. This one's at the bottom of its barrel. Almost have to deep dive it. Well, so I don't know which one. Honestly, I'd have to find. I don't know if I'm on the right one. Hope it's not too late. I mean, the market cap is tiny for this thing. Decentralized meme token. I guess it could do damage. I don't know. And then give the peasants crumbs to work with. Did you look at AERO, Sam, at work? Yes, we did. Yeah. And we're in how there. Yep. Gotta go, Sammy. Thank you. God bless you. Let's take a look at Trump and Nosana. Trump coin, USDT here on MEXC. You know, last time I looked at Trump, I said it looks like it could have bottomed down there, but then wow, they dumped it again down to 690, right? And let me just double check because I've been getting some API today. Want to double check. Yeah, I mean it's the lowest it's basically ever been, back at $7. I was looking for it to curve back up, it never did that. Trump is flat. I don't know. Either you buy the bottom and believe in it, or I just think that, I mean, I'd rather be trading ASTER, right? So I don't know. It's about where the money is, and I like to trade where the money is. 100%. Let's take a look at Nosana. I still hold Nosana for a long time. This coin's also at the bottom of its barrel, right? Wow, finally got a bit of a pump though from the bottom. 37 all the way back up. Wow, whoa. Hold up. So in the last few days, Nosana went from 37 cents all the way to 131. Now it's back above the 200 moving average. I mean, this thing could go back to $4 or $5 a coin. I like this project. It was ripping when they first started. It was like the hottest thing ever. It would get so much volume and pump. So crazy. All these coins that were so hot just died. Like altcoin just went, right? I think this is a good buy right here. I'm in it, but you got to do your own research and find out for yourself, right? Cardano's hot right now, and I'm about to do a video on Cardano, so look out for that. I'm going to do it right now. We're going to push it out after this video later on. So crazy, man. Let's check out the flock. They train AI models. Yep. Flock. Interesting. Flock. Things in the dumps, but you say they train AI models? Interesting. So the coins to watch are ASTER and AVNT again today because they could be bouncing. Bitcoin's still holding 112,008. We're still in the green, if you can believe it. And we're looking for this flag to break out. We've been sideways now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, really just chopping. But we're making higher lows after this beautiful pump to the upside, as we did call that earlier bottom. Can we get this continuation for BTC? So, excuse me, Shammy, are you saying until Powell's speech? No, we're all set. Yeah. You guys can watch Jerome Powell on your own and figure that out. The 1 hour did just close green. Can we get a continuation here to the upside is the question. See that right there? Shout out to Weeks. I love trading on Weeks. I'm live trading here on Weeks, even though we got barely any movement. So I can't give you gains if we don't move the price. So we've been sideways the whole time, this entire time. But thank you for the super chats. You people are absolutely amazing. $66 in chat revenue. You guys are awesome. And what do you think of it? I like Ether. I hold the bag of it. Yeah. So may God bless everybody here on the live. I'll be back tomorrow. You have no idea what could happen. Tomorrow could be one of the biggest days ever. Let's stay tuned for more information and stay positive no matter what. Remember, you have the opportunity. Train your brain to pull in your new reality. Believe that you are always in control, and you are. Use gratitude and stay in the present moment. You build by being in the present. Don't think about the past too much. Don't focus on the scariness of the future. All you can do is focus on what's happening right now in front of you. Project positive energy right now into the future. Project positive energy right now into the present. And build with your mind. Okay? Your mind is your secret to success. Work on your brain. I feel better when I work out, and I can use my brain better when I work out. So what do? I work out. Pretty simple. You will also, like me, you're a human being. You're going to feel better, and you're going to do better, think better, have more clarity if you work out. So every day I suggest in your morning routine, you work out, because it's going to help the rest of your day absolutely go great. I love you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The secret to success is getting started. When are you going to start today? That's going to change your life.